I got your first edition of the Maui market update. We're going to start doing it on a regular basis, but the first one is coming up next. Hey, what's going on, friends? Doing a Maui market update, and it looks a little bit different. It's a different MLS, different data set. In a lot of ways, I like this data set better. We get some good historical perspective, and we can break this down in a bunch of different ways. So what we're looking at is these are the trend lines for median sales price of the top line is homes and the bottom line is condos, and this is for the last 12 months. So to give you an idea of median price and if prices have fallen, just looking at these trend lines, they obviously have not. If you look at the condo median price, it is as high as it's ever been. It kind of flattened off here since February. Both the housing and the condo markets have pretty much plateaued in terms of median price, but prices have not fallen versus a year ago. If you look a year ago, we were under $1 million for homes and under 700,000 for condos, and we are well above that, over 800,000 for condos and over $1 million. We are at 1.05 for homes. So prices continue to be strong, and that's because of many of these other data points. Next being inventory. So if we look at number of units for sale, there was definitely a huge drop, right? This was the height of the market here, May of last year, where we hit the trough in terms of number of properties for sale. There were only 168 single family homes and 159 condos. And since then, inventory has steadily crept up. But again, this is only on a 150 to 220 scale, so it looks a little bit more dramatic than it is. But if you look today, there are only 213 homes and 206 condos on the market. So still very, very low inventory. And if we run this out to 3 years and we look at the data, then it looks like it's coming back up. But if you put it into perspective, if you look back here in February of 21, there was 321 single family homes on the market. And today, being that there's only 213, we're still talking about 30% less homes on the market than there was back then. And funny how there was a bigger gap in the past, right, between homes and condos, and that gap closed because as housing prices went up, condos caught up to that in terms of the number of condos being sold. And so now we're almost even in terms of the number of condos and homes for sale. So this is active inventory in the market going back 3 years. We'll go back to 1 year. All right. And then pending sales also looks like pending sales are falling, right? So these are the sales that are currently in escrow, the number of homes that are currently under contract. They've been falling since January of last year. But again, if we put this into a larger historical perspective and we look at the past 3 years, we're still a little bit lower than we were 3 years ago. But this is also related to an inventory problem, right? If you overlay inventory over this, there was a lot more inventory to be sold. So of course, there's going to be more pending sales. But over kind of a long-term perspective in terms of historical perspectives, it's still kind of in line with where we were. If you look back in 2020, the same number of homes and condos are pending. And then the next one we're going to look at is closed sales. So closed sales look similar to that, right? Because obviously pending sales lead to closed sales. And so that trend line looks relatively the same. This is looking back 3 years, and then this is looking back 1 year. So steadily falling number of closed sales. But again, that's also reflective of the inventory being short, and you can't have as many closed sales if you don't have as many homes on the market. And then the last thing we're going to look at here is the days on market. So days on market kind of have been creeping up in both the condo and homes market if you look since July of 2022, but it's really not that significant. I mean, it was for single family homes 73 days on market back in January of 22, and now we're at 78. So I mean, it's not like a humongous increase percentage wise. We're talking 11% increase since January of last year. And if we run this back to 3 years, you can see that we're still very low in terms of historically days on market, how long properties have taken to sell. If you look back, 91 days and 100 days for condos back in March of 21, and we are under 80 days right now. So still very strong in terms of how quick properties are selling. That is your Maui update. I'm going to continue to dig into the data. If you have any questions or specific piece of information that you would like to see and included in the market report, let me know. I'm happy to look into that and figure it out for you guys. But if you have any questions, you can always email me at dylan@buyabigisland.com or put them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you guys. Thank you guys for watching. This is your Maui market report for May 2023. Aloha.